Okay, welcome back to the channel. Now some of you may wonder what I do after fluke season. Normally I would be bass fishing, and no, not striped bass fishing. You couldn't pay me to join that lineup, but in freshwater. Now unfortunately, or fortunately, I managed to break my PB largemouth in a big way very early on. A hair over 7 pounds on the boga, public water, from the bank, not a soul around. And after that, my motivation for bass dropped precipitously. So this is my version of trout fishing, I suppose. Finesse setups, low pressure fishing for saltwater panfish. And that there is a sundial, aka the aptly named window pane flounder. There's actually a catch and cook of this species on the channel. I'll leave a link to that below. And as far as I know, there is no size or creel limit on these guys. But if you do decide to give them a try, please practice moderation. I've seen people fill buckets and coolers with these fish, and that's just gross behavior. In any case, I'm using a 3/16 ounce jig head paired to the Kitech Shad Impact. I'll leave links to everything I'm using in the description below. As always, I'm casting up current, and in this case, I'm doing a scaled down version of the free fall jigging I use often for fluke when I'm fishing deeper, more vertical water. If you're interested in the various jigging techniques for flatfish, they are explained in full detail in my virtual lesson on cookingandfishing.com. Yeah, they are very odd fish. I actually looked this up. The world record sundial is almost 6 pounds at 20 inches. I can't really imagine what that will look like, but probably something akin to a big turbot, just perfectly diamond shaped and much thicker in the body. Anyway, here I run into a surprise that turned this into a multi-species trip. Holy shit, this one's fighting. So this apparently is a hickory shad. I've heard of them before, but this is the first time I'm seeing one in person. And I can see why they call them Jersey tarpon. They actually do go airborne, which is pretty hilarious and not what I expected at all. This certainly makes things interesting for the rest of this trip. So here you see me swapped over to a small swim bait. This is a Damiki Armor Shad swimmer on the same 3/16 ounce head. I haven't mentioned my setup yet. I'm using the 6/7 light BFS Poison Adrena paired to the Daiwa Alpha's SVTW. I'm laughing because that sundial chased my swim bait a few feet off the bottom, much more aggressive than people give them credit for. By the way, this is my finesse crankbaiting rod, and I do have a full review of the Poison Adrena BFS on the channel. Here you'll see me try to determine exactly where in the water column these hickory shad are feeding, and how fast or slow to retrieve the swim bait. I haven't encountered a brand new species in many years, so this was a fun process. Oh, damn it. And there's my OCD in action. I'm catching 1-pound fish in mid-column. Nothing to abrade my leader or roll a hook point, yet I still go through the motions. You guys should see me tog jigging these days. I'm out of the water 80% of the day. In any case, these hickory shad do have paper-thin jaws, and the landing percentage is far from ideal. Now, if you pay attention, you'll see me walk with the fish a lot during the fight. It doesn't matter the size of the fish. If you have room, you always want to keep that fish in front of you and not let it run against the shoreline. Yes, this is just fun fishing, but every fish you hook up is a chance to hone your fundamentals. Nice one. Yeah, they are a pretty fish, and they give a good account of themselves, though I can't help thinking I'm catching bait. In any case, variety is the name of the game for this trip, and I don't normally go for multi-species, but I feel like I need to catch a sundial at this point. Alright, one small announcement for the channel. I'm working on channel memberships, and for perks, I'm leaning towards a combination of discounts on the website, blog posts on the countless fishing related topics that don't end up being released as full videos, and if we get enough members, perhaps a live stream once or twice a month to talk fishing and answer questions. Let me know what you guys think. The last thing I want is to join the chorus of content creators just asking for money. So member perks would have to be something concrete and sustainable on my end. speaking of, here I experiment with my spinner blade attachment, also available once again on cookingandfishing.com. Oh yeah. Now, I should mention that I pre-treat all my bait casters for saltwater. The frame is covered in Tef gel grease, which has the consistency of Elmer's glue and stays put seemingly forever. All the frame bearings are packed in Aqua Shield, and I relube those a couple of times per season. Spool bearings get a drop of TSI 321 oil, and I rinse these reels thoroughly and let them air dry completely after every trip. Now on this Alpha's SVTW, I over grease the drag washers because it's my dedicated saltwater jerkbait reel, and as such I need a smoother drag at the expense of max drag pressure. Talking about it now, this is the kind of miscellaneous info that could very well become a members only blog post. The idea is to take away nothing from my usual output, but to add a little extra behind the scenes content for people kind enough to support the channel. In any case, stay tuned for now. I'll make an announcement on membership details in a future video once I have everything figured out. Oh, come on. You suck, Roger. Okay, with the sun about to set, I grabbed the finesse jerkbait. This is the Duo Realis Shad 59DR. I noticed the bait is being pushed against the seawall, and I wanted to catch a couple shad on the jerkbait. So I soon realized these fish are not responding to the erratic jerkbait retrieve. They want it at a constant, steady rate. Rather boring of them in my opinion. I thought for sure they would smash that little plug on the paws, but I guess a hickory shad is not a bass or a fluke. Ooh. I want this steady. That's a big one. So here you get a good look at the shad plug. Now I have an entire box, probably several boxes of these JDM shads meant for freshwater bass. And like a lot of my jerkbait collection, odd saltwater species are the first time a lot of them see any action whatsoever. Okay, this last fish is unfortunately hooked in the eyeball. The sun's going down, my hands are frozen, and that's curtains for this video. Everyone who bought spinner blades during the Black Friday sale, thank you. I've managed to replenish the supply for now. They should be a good stocking stuffer item. I also popped up gift cards on the website, so check it out on cookingandfishing.com. Anyone who made it this far, thanks for watching. The saltwater panfish combo you didn't know you needed to see. Tight lines, and I'll catch you on the next one.